I'm not gonna lie, Stasis is in a rough spot right now. With Strand basically stealing its niche to the mod system effectively being gutted before our eyes, it's harder than ever to properly execute any kind of Stasis build. But with the new mods coming out next season, we may have some new options. Now, I don't think it's going to do much to the Bleakwatcher build, but there are a few new options on the table, more in the line of Coldsnap grenades. Today, I'm going to show you a pretty quick build that will be like Strand suspension builds on steroids. Put simply, it's just Osmiomancy gloves being heavily supported by some of the new armor mods, and one of the armor mods coming next season will kick it up even higher. For the build, you want Osmiomancy gloves, 3 grenade kickstarts, 1 charged up, and 1 stacks on stacks. For fragments and aspects, you want Ice Flare bolts and Glacial Harvest, and for fragments, I run fissures, conduction, rending, and chains. Chains is just a bonus though, so feel free to swap that one out if needed. And once it comes out, elemental charges will also be a huge help for this build. Here's the gist of it. When you throw out a Coldsnap grenade, you'll immediately get back 30% of your grenade for just using the grenade kickstarts, and hitting an enemy with the grenade will grant you even more energy. If you direct impact a red bar, and then it becomes frozen, you'll immediately return 75% of your grenade energy in total. Any orange or yellow bar enemies that get direct hit and frozen will immediately return the entire grenade. In essence, you can just throw out Coldsnaps all over the map and have them returned practically immediately. Now, this has always been possible, but now it's become a lot more ridiculous, because before, throwing out Coldsnaps was a little inconsistent, since you had to be sure that enough enemies were frozen to return all of the energy. But now, the triple grenade kickstart ensures that it comes back almost every time you throw it out, regardless of what you throw it at. In my opinion, if there are unfrozen enemies on the screen, it's time to start spamming Q. Now this build will become even stronger next season, since the Elemental Charges mod just kicks it into high gear. Whisper of Conduction will transform your Stasis shards into Armor Charge, which will refund even more grenade energy per throw. 2 stacks of Armor Charge, I'd estimate that direct impacting a single red bar and freezing it will return your entire grenade charge, which is just ridiculous. This build is essentially the play like a robot build. Throwing a grenade will immediately return it back to you practically every time, and the grenades have massive amounts of enemy tracking and will instantly disable any enemy in any content level, since Freeze doesn't care about power deltas. On top of that, you don't even have to go pick up your shards, they literally walk to you. The only difficult part about this build is landing direct hits on red bars in the event that you're trying to freeze a singular red bar with a Coldsnap grenade for some reason, and in the event that you're using Coldsnaps against any substantially sized group though, you can just chuck them at the ground, you don't even need to worry about it. On top of that though, the Coldsnap grenade itself has tracking too, so it becomes substantially easier to hit enemies with. On top of all of this, Whisper of Rending lets any primaries you have equipped benefit from the extra frozen enemy damage, making shatters extremely easy to pull off at range. Something that I would like to say though, is that you get so much energy from these grenades that it may be possible to do the Bleakwatcher build again in a more limited capacity. Throwing out 2 grenades, 1 as a turret and 1 as a Coldsnap, immediately returns 60% of a grenade. In order to recharge the last 140% to put you back at full grenades, we can rely again on elemental charges next season. With 2 armor charge stacks, we'll immediately get back 75% instead of 60. Then we just need a further 125% to fully fill up. Remember that with Osmiomancy gloves, red bar freezes return 25%, orange bars are 35%, and yellows are 50%. So at a worst case scenario, we just need to direct impact a red bar and then freeze any combination of enemies summing up to 100% energy. If we want to bring Deliverance back into the fold here, we only need to freeze enemies summing up to 50% if we get 2 Deliverance kills, which is just 2 red bars, which could be the same 2 red bars we freeze with our Coldsnap grenades. But we'll just have to see next season. But in the meantime, the Coldsnap build is a ton of fun, and it's brain dead easy to play, so go try it out.